join the WRNS to do all sorts of jobs, but they have one thing in common. Whatever you do, you'll be important, and you'll know you're part of a service that's playing a vital role.
It's moving away because the pressure's beginning to rise now.
Much more
So it should be quite good this morning.
So I'll be okay for my sorting?
Certainly will.
Tremendous.
1707 knots. The air temperature is 8.9 with a dew point of 6.7.
WRNS work at bases all over the UK and sometimes abroad, like here in Gibraltar, providing essential support for the Royal Navy. It all started in the First World War. And in the second, WRNS extended the range of their work and served with distinction at home and abroad. Since 1939, the WRNS have been a permanent part of the Royal Navy.
Morning, Iris. I've come to take over the watch.
Morning, Anne. Right, got that one to go. The ship's at 2 minutes past 10. It's to do with the Thursday War.
The starter is a fish pâté.
The WRNS and the Navy share many jobs and responsibilities and use the same skills. The main difference is that WRNS don't usually go to sea, except on day runs. WRN weapon analysts go to sea to monitor test firings. WRNS work in all the key areas of the Navy: naval air stations, Royal Navy and Royal Marine establishments, and NATO bases. Each WRN specialises and is trained to work in the particular branch she has chosen before joining. But first, everyone goes through the same basic training. WRNS ratings, cadet entry and direct entry officers all join HMS Raleigh together for general naval training. Royal Naval Ratings also train at HMS Raleigh, but this is the only time in their careers that the WRNS and the men of the Navy do not train or work together.
When I arrived at Raleigh for my initial training, I didn't unpack my suitcase for about 3 weeks because I was so petrified, thought I might be leaving in the near future. But I got on fine. Once you get used to it, the discipline is a part of the Navy. You learn to respect it.
There was 23 of us to start with. We were told that it would be very hard and to pull together as a team, because that's the way to get through it. It's hard to pull as a team because you've got different backgrounds, and but we'll get in there.
Well done, you showed a lot of courage in the swimming pool yesterday afternoon. I know you thought you were going to drown at one point, but you didn't, so well done. Since we've been here, we've learned discipline, marching, drill. We've had to fit in studying into a very hectic day because we've got exams every week. We've had to learn to iron perfectly. No tram lines in your sleeves.
The course does have its tough moments.
After the assault course, I felt really pleased with myself, even though you are wet, cold, and miserable.
But once you'd done it, you'd realised you'd achieved something, and it's really worth doing. I'd do it again if I had the chance.
Where are we going up there? 6, 7 contour lines, which makes it 7 minutes.
But the training is not just physical.
So we've got about
not any other colour, and they must be plain gold, stud or sleeper earrings. The Quans are not allowed to wear any earrings. On your fingers you may wear a wedding ring or engagement ring if applicable.
Wren Doherty has now changed into somebody else. Or take a good look at the uniform she's got on. Nurse Kirk, can you tell me who Wren Doherty is now?
Chief Wren Regulator Puring.
You're learning about discipline all through the course, not just in lectures. WRNs learn to fire small arms for self-defence and for use in some security situations. You can imagine discipline is necessary for that, but it's all part of Navy life.
When you've done with
There's kit inspection, for example.
Morning, RPRN. Anything you want to tell me about your kitmaster this morning? I don't think there's anything, RPRN.
You've got to pay particular attention to small details such as bits of cotton on your shirts, everything clean, dry and perfectly ironed, and then laid out in the morning for 7:30.
We get up at 5:30 in the morning. And we don't really go to bed till 10:30 at night. Clean your shoes, you need a good hour.
Good.
20.
I'm a divisional officer here at Dauntless Squadron, and they're always encouraged to come and speak to their divisional officer, especially in the first 2 weeks when it's very much a culture shock for them. They get very, very homesick, very unsure about the decision that they've made to join. The third week, they tend to settle down a little bit more, and although the divisional officer's door is always open, you find as the weeks go by they come less and less.
Right, turn!
First week everybody was nervous, tired. We've had to get on better because like when you're marching you've got to pull together.
Going on divisions in the morning, watching the flag go up, watching colours and the national anthem playing. It's great, great feeling.
Going through training, everybody's got to work really closely together. That builds people's characters. It's just like a really big family.
You know, you're kept pretty fit marching around the place. Yeah, I'm fine.
A proud moment that marks the end of basic training, and then, after professional training, the beginning of a different life as a working Wren.
Is it okay if you dispatch in the morning? Okay.
Job variation is a good thing. Because you're not in the same office for all your career. At least you move about and do different jobs. As a writer, we do several jobs. Payside, typing, and you can also be a stenographer, do shorthand. So we've got good job variation. It's a good way to meet people and a very good way to travel. I would have never have travelled this much if I hadn't have joined up.
First Officer McLaughlin.
As a Wren steward, we serve food to the officers, you know, breakfast, lunch and dinner. We're taught everything in basic training, silver serving to, you know, making up punches and that in the bar.
I've worked in catering in Surrey Street, but I find that the standards in the Royal Navy were higher. I think the Navy get the best out of you as a person.
You're not in the office all the time. You're dealing with different people. You don't know really from one week to the next what part of the store's work you could be doing. At the moment I'm working in a shop environment, but it could be that next week I'm up in the main stores issuing helicopter gearboxes or engines.
I've been away on a computer course, so I'm computer trained now. We're basically trained to be able to move.
Been in the Navy for just over 2 years, and I'm a weapon analyst. That involves us going out to sea on the ships. We watch the weapon firing. Sometimes we fly off the ship on the helicopters, and sometimes we just catch a boat and go back off. And we come back to the office and look at all the films and all of the records we've got, tie them in together and make up the results.
Could you on 772 get 4 sets of gear onto the S61?
All the radar jobs are totally different. Every single base I've ever been to, the job is different. Any ships that come through the areas we talk to on the radios, and if they require staff, then we make sure they get the staff on board. I think it helps if you're a bit of an extrovert. The Navy tends to give you trust, and therefore your confidence builds up because you've got to do your job, and a lot of time you're doing it by yourself without supervision.
The ROs are basically watchkeepers. The most busiest time is exercise time, when really you're the most important person there, because without communication that there isn't a Navy. I'm happy just being a Wren, just being able to do the job I do, to feel that I'm actually doing something with my life and not just plodding along.
From FO Jib to General at Gibraltar.
We're the main communications with the outside world, which can be quite interesting. We have a lot to do with emergencies throughout each establishment that we're based at. And this involves taking the details on an emergency, i.e. a fire or a precautionary landing or search and rescue.
Shelton, good morning.
I'm a meteorological and oceanographic Wren. We plot charts every 6 hours, which the forecaster then uses to produce his forecast.
You tend to get a lot of satisfaction because you're relied upon, and if you get something wrong, it can cause an error to a pilot.
Everybody assumes that if you're male, you're meant to be a natural mechanic, and females aren't natural mechanics. But I know a lot of Wrens that are very good mechanics.
I am a Wren air engineering mechanic, brackets mechanical, which means I sort of do all the airframe and engine side of the aircraft. Major engine changes, which you help in, major component changes, which you help in as well, so you learn all the time.
My trade is radio air engineering mechanic, so basically, obviously, I look after the radios and the radars in the helicopters. It's very friendly, it's a very open branch. I like my trade.
My job is weapons electrical trade, which is 2 trades. You have the electrical side of it. It's also the weapons side, which also includes loading weapons, loading the carriers that carry them. Once you've armed an aircraft or you've got it back to serviceability again, you actually see it go flying. And you think, well, I've helped to put that up there. If I was a civilian, I wouldn't think about going playing around with it. If something was wrong with the car, I'd take it to someone else to fix. Whereas in this job, you have an insight into it. You will tackle jobs that maybe you think were beyond you before, and you've had the training to do so.
I enjoy the life. I enjoy the life. I enjoy the job that I do very much.
Bye.
I'm an ETS Wren, which is Education and Training Support. We could find ourselves working in a place such as this, producing visual aids, giving advice on them, and presentation work. Or we could find ourselves in an education centre, running the library, teaching, or organising resettlement courses for people.
Chief Lewis, would you like to come through to surgery number 1, please?
Thank you very much.
I really enjoy being a dental nurse. You've got a really good job, a career in fact. Being in the Wrens shows you exactly what you are capable of.
I'm in the dental branch as a dental hygienist.
But yeah, I'm glad I joined up actually. I mean, if I'd stayed in a small market town in Wales, I wouldn't exactly have done a lot.
Morning, Mr. Renrick. Good morning, Mum. How can I help you? Can I look at my flight ticket, please? Yeah, what was your flight date, Mum? 31st of January.
There are other opportunities once you have experience as a Wren. For example, regulators take on administrative and disciplinary duties. Wrens in the family services look after the welfare of personnel and their families. And PT instructors, there are very few of them, organise and supervise sports and games.
Social life's very good. There's always somewhere to go. If you're at home, you have to phone around people saying, oh, I wonder if anybody wants to go out. But here, people are always coming into your mess saying, oh, come on, there's a load of us going out.
The sports facilities are fantastic. Nearly every sport you can think of. The comradeship as well. You're with people that are more or less your own age group all the time. You've got something, you know, in common with everyone.
Normally you stay at one establishment for 18 months or 2 years before moving to another base.
You meet loads of different people, meet new friends. Every 2 years you're meeting a new bunch of girls. And you tend to hang on to the friends that you do meet as well.
You leave a place, it can be very sad when you leave somewhere. But there again, you know that you'll probably end up seeing them again, someplace.
Accommodation at the Caldrose is fantastic. It's really good. We sort of had a kettle in there and a toaster and television and radio and stereo. It was just like being home from home, really. And you've got somebody there, so if you're a bit fed up, a bit down in the mouth about something, you've got your friends there all the time, somebody to talk to, somebody you can get on with.
While sharing a cabin with other girls is fun, promotion brings your own cabin.
So we're going, yeah, and then we'll get a taxi from the bar. Well, we'll order a taxi and go. All right then. Yeah. I don't have to be duty driver. No. Because you're always on at me about duty drivers.
The service offers opportunities for travel. Gibraltar, Hong Kong, Brussels, the Falklands or Naples, for example.
It's a good way to meet people and a very good way to travel. I would never have travelled this much if I hadn't have joined it.
There are different ranks and everyone can hope to move up through them, right up to Chief Wren and Warrant Officer Wren, if they have the ability. Length of wait for promotion varies according to opportunities in each branch, as well as on the individual. There are also officers. Some join directly, some as cadet entry, the latter being considered for selection as officers after a year or 15 months. Ratings can also become officers if they show potential. Some Wrens have to work on social hours. For instance, communication centres and telephone exchanges operate 24 hours a day.
Emergency. SAR. Ops room, me, Rencoop, can I help you? Scramble the SAR. Okay, PRN, it's in position 210, the bill at 12.
Right, 210 at 12, that puts it in Bravo Central 1.
Okay, Louise, it's in Bravo, innit? If you'd like to tell HMS London, so guns type 0357.
Foxtrot 3 Bravo, this is Portland. 22 South Scramble, guns tight, serial 357.
Scramble the SAR to a position 210 Portlandville, 12 miles. Fishing boat in difficulty.
Sense of teamwork you get working in the Navy.
It's the ladies' force and it is the senior service.
It's a good life, like security there, and a great sense of fun.
Being in the Wrens, I've achieved much more than I ever thought I was capable of achieving.
The one thing I'll never regret was joining up. The best thing I ever did.